we've never done this in a 20-minute format. I'll tell you right now. And a lot of people are saying it's working for them because my target is usually like a more developed business person, which is you guys, right? Most of you guys. And so for them, it's fast enough, right? Brad and I talked today, for example, and he said it was a good pace for him. And for those of you who are having difficulty sort of staying, following my fast talk, there are replays. You can stop me and then rewind. And so maybe that'll help. Please reach out to me if you have not done so. Book your call with me, repositioner.com/schedule. Book your 10-minute Zoom with me so I can check in on what you're doing and your homework and how you're doing, and get some ideas for bonus content for the rest of the 8 days. And I'm going to start. So for those of you who sent me your homework and you've emailed it to me, you guys have posted it in the group, and you have messaged us on LinkedIn. Thank you very much. A lot of you are on the right track. Some of you I've had to correct, and I've had to ask to please pick one pinpointed facet of a pain point out of the 3. Some of you have picked pain points that aren't really pain points. They're just symptoms. So we need to ladder it up to what is the ultimate problem and cost for the company or for the business or for the industry. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the elevator pitch formula. I want you to go to your Lead Gen Master Class workbook, and please go to page 4, day 3. Section 1, super niche review, is the key recaps. And I forgot to introduce myself because I feel like we're family by now. I'm Chala Dincoy, the CEO and the founder of the Repositioning Expert, and we are here live on day 3 of the Lead Gen Masterclass, how to leverage your elevator pitch to get more leads. So we're back to the key recaps where it says my elevator pitch should be about a super niche. Okay, guys? And my super niche should be about an industry's most expensive problem that I can solve. So the missing words there are industry and problem. And the key takeaway is I pledge to never guess at my target's pain and to market research instead. No marketing guru, company, coach is ever going to fool you again if you do that. They're never going to take your money and give you 0 ROI if you just stick to what I'm telling you there, that I pledge to never guess or let any other coach, guru, consultant guess at my target's pain and who your target should be. Instead, you're going to market research instead. Okay. Ta-da. If you just walk out of here with just that value alone, I promise you'll save tons of money. All right. So the next section is the elevator pitch formula. And remember, we have 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to polish a few elevator pitches here. So I'm going to give you a heads up that I'm looking for volunteers, 1 or 2, before the 20 minutes is over. And then I'll give you some more announcements and resources and how I can help. Okay, here is the elevator pitch formula, you guys. The target you help. So section 2, page 4, section 2 is target you help. So you have to say who the target is, plus the problem that you solve, plus how you help. Okay, it's as simple as that. If you have this kind of elevator pitch, you are already way ahead of everybody else. So to enhance the effectiveness, add a statistic and the result of working with you. Okay. So the missing words are statistic and result. So here's my example. Here's my elevator pitch. And I was on a podcast this morning in England, of all places. They are so polite. I just can't get past the idea that everybody I'm speaking to reminds me of Mr. Bean. And so that doesn't look good, right? So here's my elevator pitch. 3 out of 4 business owners never get asked for their information or for a meeting when they're introducing themselves to their prospect. And what I do is I fix what they're saying so that every introduction or elevator pitch turns into a request for a meeting. What I want most for any of you, whether it's online when you're direct messaging through LinkedIn, or you're online like this in a Zoom meeting, or you come to my Tuesday Tea with Chala networking on Zoom, no matter what format it's in, what I want once you talk about what you do for a living is for the person that you're targeting to say, I need to talk to you. Can we schedule a call? Can I have your information? Whatever that is. Okay. And it happens to me all the time, and I want it to happen to you. All right. So here's the homework. You're going to craft your elevator pitch with the formula. And then you're going to either email it to me, you're going to post it in the group, or you're going to DM it to us in LinkedIn. So let's do, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write it in. I want you to all write up the target that you help plus the problem that you solve and how you help them. And if you can throw in the result of working with you, and maybe even throw in a stat, which I'm just going to make up for the purposes of this exercise. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes. It's 2:07. I'm going to give you till 2:09, and then I'll ask for volunteers, and we'll go until 2:20. Okay, guys?
I feel like we need the Jeopardy music here.
Crystal, or could you say it one more time just because tech problems again? Sorry.
Okay, Jan. It is the target that you help, plus the problem that you solve, plus how you help. And then if you want to add to the effectiveness, add the result of working with you. And remember, the results should always tie into the problem.
Okay, perfect.
Right? One more minute. Okay, time's up. All right. So who would like to volunteer to be polished and to have their pitch polished in front of everybody else? Ooh, Jan's a brave one. Go for it, Jan. You have to unmute. Oh, perfect.
All right, did I unmute?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying something new.
Okay.
Because of you.
Yay.
I help subject matter experts in technical fields, like IT or engineering, who support sales teams in their sales calls.
So
help close sales through storytelling, listening, through storytelling, listening, and learning how to speak to their audiences. They close sales. Through that, they close sales and shorten the cycle.
Okay. Which is the bigger problem, the cycle length or the closing?
Closing.
Okay, thank you. All right. So IT sales reps, right?
Well, no. Subject matter, they're actually not part of the sales team. They're subject matter experts, so they know the gizmo. They know these complicated gizmos.
IT developers?
Yeah.
IT technical staff?
Yep, they go on, in certain companies, they go on the sales calls because they know the product so well, but they don't speak English. I mean, they don't speak like we do.
Gotcha. Okay, there's a lot of those people on this call. I know, I'm joking. All right, so give me a statistic about the pain of not being able to close sales.
Should I make one up? I don't have one yet.
Make one up. I'm sure you can find one later, but and if you can't, you talk to 10 IT tech staff and ask them what percentage of your sales do you close, and then you do an average of the 10 people that you talk to. So what percentage don't close, Jan?
70% don't close.
Ta-da! That's a good number. Okay. So did you know that 70% of IT tech staff can never close sales? And what I do is I teach them storytelling. And what else did you say?
Listening.
And
how to really listen to their
and active listening. Perfect. And active listening.
And how to speak to their audiences.
Okay. And how to speak to their audiences so that we improve their close rate by
70%.
Okay. So that we reverse that trend entirely, right? So because it was 70 and then you're reversing it by 70. Okay. So that's your elevator pitch. So the pain, the statistic around the pain is that they're not closing. So who is it? It's the IT tech staff. And the reason why I put the who in the front is because you want them to hear and listen to, oh my God, that's me. I better listen to what they're saying. Right. That's me. That's me. And then the pain, which is like, oh my God, 70% don't close sales. That was me last week. I can't close sales. And then what I do is I help them. I fix that by the storytelling, blah, blah, blah. And for the result of completely reversing that trend.
So IT tech staff is a colloquial thing to say, but this SMEs, subject matter experts, is a really recognized phrase too.
I really only care if your target thinks so, Jan.
Yeah.
So I would put that in. Yeah. Okay. So I would put that into the only thing that I don't like about jargon, you guys, is if you're in the position of doing your pitch to somebody who can refer you, they're lost.
Okay.
Right. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for example, when I work at diversity conferences, the subject matter expert or the hiring manager is never there. You always, as a company, have to explain what you do to the diversity officer, who's often in purchasing or HR. They're clueless about the technical side. So if you're using all these acronyms or, whatever.
Well, I totally agree. And my work is partly about that, but I hear everyone in business say subject matter experts or SMEs, but
it still makes me nervous. But hey, if you do,
I can say tech staff. I can say technical staff.
But exactly. But again, it's all about catering it to the people that you're in front of who are going to buy from you, right? Yeah. Okay, awesome. You're a rock star. Okay, who's next, Crystal? Is anyone else putting up their hands?
Yep, this is Mary. I have.
All right, Mary, let's go.
Okay.
Where are you?
Philadelphia.
No, you're in the dark. Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the dark. Okay. All right. Life sciences companies testing new drugs in human trials wait for their data until the project ends after 2 to 3 years to complete a study. They find out then what's missing and what they needed to know sooner. Prevail provides early observations of efficacy data that accelerates analysis and reporting, and the visible trial results from month 1 versus a study conclusion 3 years later.
Okay. Was it pharma companies was the target, Mary?
Yeah, I call them life sciences because some do medical devices, some do diagnostic tests.
Okay, and that's an industry, recognized industry that self-governs has.
Correct. Life sciences. Yeah, it includes, you said, you're right, definitely pharma. It's also biotech and others.
Okay, so what does the
early data, early observation.
So what does the fact that the project ends 3 years later cause as a problem? Is it delayed sales, delayed revenue?
No, it's more like the information. If they wanted to make a mid-course correction, they wouldn't have that information until too late to make a mid-course correction in the way they're running their study or their project.
Which causes what?
Which causes a study to fail. And some of those studies cost somewhere between 10 and 50 million. So it could cause a failed study if they don't see a hidden pattern of non-compliance by patients or something along those lines.
I love this, Mary. This is a good one.
I thought everyone could relate because they're all waiting for the COVID vaccine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The same thing.
Okay, so give me a statistic now. You can make it up and look it up later. Give me a statistic about what percentage of studies fail due to the lack of course correction.
So the Wall Street Journal reports that 80% of studies fail and 90% are delayed 1 to 6 months.
I don't care about the delay. Well, I do. Hold on. Which is most expensive, the delay or the fail?
Oh, the failure for sure.
Thank you. Okay, so we stick with the 80% of
trials fail.
Trials fail. That's amazing. Oh my God, you should be screaming about that on your website.
I know.
Wow. 80% of human trial studies, human trials fail in the pharma, in the life sciences industry due to lack of mid-course correction. What we do, we help provide the analysis and reporting within the first month to reduce that failure rate by half, can we say?
All right, hold on. Analysis and reporting. I'm typing.
It's all being reported.
Okay. In the first month by. Well, I'd have to think about that. Analysis and reporting. You could probably easily half that because we have our own data for how high we have. 6 FDA product approvals. So we can just do the math and back into it. Those 6 approvals required so many studies over, different phases of development of the study. So I know what you're saying. We could back into a number like that.
Yeah. So does that make sense how I've changed it?
Oh, okay. Look how much tighter it is. Okay. So it said, visible trial results from month 1 versus the conclusion. Oh, wait a minute. We provide analysis and reporting in the first month. By we provide analysis and reporting in the first month. And then you said something else. I was typing it, but
okay. So no, you start with the who, right?
Okay.
So, did you know that life sciences human trials, 80% of life sciences human trials fail? And what we do is, which costs, you could even add, which costs up to $50 million. And what we do is through analysis reporting and early analysis and reporting, we're able to course correct within month 1, which reduces failure rate by half. That's it. That's your one-liner.
Month 1.
And go back to the reporting because I gotta go. I'm on a tight.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you guys. Okay. So we're at 2:20. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some announcements. I'm gonna give you some instructions for the next steps. Your homework, you guys, is for all of you guys to do this elevator pitch with that formula. Again, email it to me, message it to my team, or post it in the group. And the next thing is tomorrow we have the most important one because you can have the best elevator pitch, but tomorrow's topic is using your pitch to land meetings. I'm actually going to tell you about how I lost my whole business during COVID and have gotten it back all from LinkedIn. So we actually met most of you on LinkedIn. So since you're on LinkedIn, that's your world, you're B2B, most of you, you have to come and see this tomorrow because without knowing how to use your elevator pitch, it's really you're missing half the battle. So that's that. I wanted to let you know that. On Friday, we're going to talk about my 5-step sales conversation model, which converts people like in a bathroom lineup during lunch for 6 figures, multiple 6 figures. So that's on Friday. Saturday, we're doing the Q&A. And you can ask any question you like. It's live. And then Sunday's a break. And then Monday, we're going to do the 2 the interviews. So two of my clients, I think Dale's here today, are going to interview each other. I'm not going to be there, and you can ask them any question. So that's why I'm not there. So there's no pressure. I'm not there. I'm not going to promise I'm not going to watch it on my phone somewhere, but I won't be there. And then the Monday is the bonus. Remember, at 7 p.m., we're going to have a closed door Zoom session, which is called the Pitch Lab. In less than 5 minutes, I'm going to do exactly what I've been doing here today. You're going to, in order to get in. So here's what's happened. We had so much response, you guys. Thank you. But it's just overwhelming. And we've put in some conditions. So we want people to show up every single day, and we're capturing the people who are here. But if you're watching this on replay, please message us and say you've watched it, and then submit your homework. If you haven't submitted every day's homework, and don't worry, there's only 4 days of homework. There's no more, not every day has homework. So just the first 4 core days has homework. So you have to submit all your homework, show up every single day. And was there any, and then we'll let you know, and submit everything. We're going to let you know by Monday at 5 p.m. whether you're in or not, because we only have 10 slots because it's an hour. So we can't really do much more than 10. So the other resources, please, book a call, the 10-minute call if you haven't already. So then I can either hear your elevator pitch or find out more about what you need, so I can schedule it in as bonus content for the rest of the days. And so that's all really. And then Tuesday, we round it all off with a mindset training. So it's all geared towards helping you get more lead generation in the new year. I know a lot of people are doing planning, during this, just before Christmas. So, and a lot of people are gearing up for January to start 2021 differently than the 2020 went. So I know that's where you're at, make sure to get on the phone or get in some of these calls, and then catch all of the training, including the mindset one, because the mindset one was the most popular one when we did it last time, because it's 2020. So it's a real big issue these days. All right. So you can drop off. Thanks for staying. Now, if I'm going to do 2 more polishes until 2:30, and then I'll let you go. So who is next, Crystal? Is there anybody else who wants to go? I can't see.
Would like to be the one.
If it's somebody who hasn't gone before, a new face that we haven't heard from, and if we don't get any, then we'll go to Sunil. And
some of them are posting in the chat. They've done it. Cynthia, you put your hand up.
Yeah, I can do it. Hi, Chala.
Hi.
First of all, you guys need to know I'm a not-for-profit. I'm not a for-profit business.
That's okay.
Dover.me helps job seekers find work by meeting them where they're at, working together with them side by side until they get a job. 90% of the people who commit to the process find a job in usually between 2 to 5 months.
Okay. So I like all right. Is it okay if I polish? Do I have your permission, Cynthia?
Of course.
Sometimes I forget asking. Okay. So here we go. The job seeker. I'd love for you to get a little bit more specific, because it's like saying a dentist saying, I will help anybody with teeth. There's just too many different kinds of job seekers. There's the CEO who's seeking a job, and then there's the waiter who's been restructured because the restaurant's been closed. So can you get more specific, either by industry or level or something, do you think?
Well, yes, we find most of our market comes from either women returning to the workforce, college kids who come out of school with a degree, and then because of lack of preparation by the college and or their own mental health issues have an inability to navigate the process of finding a job. And number 3, older people who have been displaced by the economy, who haven't figured out how to navigate the new world of unemployment. Those are our 3.
Yeah. So the thing that I am worried about, Cynthia, is when we pick a target based on demographics or instead of interest, we can't find them self-congregating in large numbers in a group. Like there's no older people who've been displaced group that gathers on LinkedIn or in Meetup. Do you know what I mean? They only gather by interest or industry.
Okay, well, I wouldn't want to do it by industry because I think that's way too narrow. And I'm not sure that I agree with you that they don't congregate. I mean, I think that there are groups that are available across social media, Facebook and LinkedIn, that would find a predominance of women, for example, returning to the workforce, or college students.
Great. That's good. If that's true, that's good, because I want you to think about minimum 70% concentration of your target in whatever group you're in. Okay. If you can find that, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
Okay. Because
so I have to find a group that has 70% of the people that I want to target.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. Okay. And then, so so you gave a statistic, so that was nice, but the statistic wasn't about the problem. The problem is they can't find work.
But the solution is finding a job, and the statistics support that when they commit to the program, they do find a job.
Right. But your elevator pitch needs to be about the pain, and the pain is that they can't find a job, right? So, and the statistic has to support the pain, because then it makes them feel like, I'm not the only loser. This is a big problem. This person is an expert in that problem for that niche, and she can help me. So then it would be, for example, if it was going to be college students, did you know that 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5 college students never find a job, or take 3 years to find a job, or are completely underemployed under their earning potential? And what I do is I help them through coaching, education, whatever else you do to help them, so that 100% of them each of them find a new job within the next month. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Because the process is about you committing to the process. That's about you, right? The process is talking about you. And
meaning me, or meaning them?
No, committing to the process. When you mention the word process, right? It's your process.
Yeah, but the commitment is what's key, and that's got to come from them.
Right, but what I'd like to talk about instead is their problem, rather than how you help them, right?
And you don't think by saying that they're a job seeker looking to find work is enough of a definition of a problem or a pain?
Well, it would be wonderful if you could find a more painful subgroup. Like, for example, you mentioned like older people. I bet you it's harder for them, right?
Depends. It can be.
Yeah. Or women returning to the workforce. It's got to be harder for them, right? Isn't that like the whole thing, is they've lost their confidence, they've been out of the workforce, right? So that's why I would love it if you could even get more specific about.
Okay, so then what do? Do you just have one elevator pitch that you use in any different situations, or do you have to have multiple elevator pitches that can be modified to the situation you find yourself in? Because if I'm in a group situation and I know I'm with college kids and I craft an elevator pitch here for women returning to the workplace, I don't want to use that elevator pitch in the group with the college students. So you've got to have more than one elevator pitch.
Yeah,
and be able to switch this stuff in and out, right?
You could do that, but here's what I would recommend as a strategist. I'm a marketing strategist, so I'm telling you this. If you were my client, we would do the homework to figure out which group needs you the most. Which group do you have most access to? Remember, the first day's work is which one do you have most access to and who needs you the most. Then we would only talk to those people 7 to 12 touches. We would be in their world, in their face. We would be in their groups. We would never ever go to a call. If we pick the women returning to work, we'd never be in a college group. We'd never even see a college student ever. So theoretically, if you do this strategically, and the way, if you do it strategically, it moves much faster than you burning yourself out by going to 10,000 different groups and trying to come up with 3 different messaging and 3 different emails and 3 different, platforms to talk to them about, and content. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like does that make sense? Your elevator pitch and
No, it makes total sense. And believe me, you're not the first person in 7 years that's told me that. And I've always resisted because it just doesn't feel right to me. DoOver.me is about leveling the playing field. And there's lots of people that need that level playing field in order to be able to succeed. And being able to differentiate between, I understand what you're saying, but I don't want my services, our services, to be going out to one particular group and totally ignore the other people who are looking for that level.
Yeah, that's okay. Listen, I totally get it. And that it is your prerogative. But as a strategist, what I can tell you is everybody needs help, but you can be way more effective by going deep and focused and then saturating one group and then moving on to the next one.
Okay, so then does that change if you're a for-profit business or for a not-for-profit business? Well, wait a minute now. So nonprofits get money from grants, and when you write a grant, they're very specific. So right now we have 2 grants that are specifically geared toward young people between the ages of 18 and 26 who are in a low income, based on our county demographics, income status. So we can only use their money for that purpose. So in that particular sense, the grants that we're going for are determining our subset.
Yeah, but I would then look at what grants are there mostly, like what are the age groups that are covering more, that are being covered by more grants, so that you can focus.
So you're only applying for the grants in the age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In whatever, so you look specifically for grants that.
Okay, Camille, I get it. I get it. Let's take this off. I get it. Let's take this offline and you and I can talk about it, because nobody else wants to hear my particular.
No,
I get it. I get it.
A lot of people are in the same boat, Cynthia. Honestly, like they feel the same way. They're like, why should I just pick one? Why? And I'm not going to convince you. I'm just going to tell you that clients, and there is actually Biddy Webb, who's a client, used to be very niche resistant. And she talks about that actually. If Crystal, you can tag, Cynthia, or send her the video. She talks about it. She guessed it here, and she talked about how she was niche resistant, and it changed her whole view when she did go niche. So anyway, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to educate you. So I'll do one more. We are sort of way over 2:30, but who else has stuck around? Who hasn't spoken up? Anybody? Okay, so nobody's going. Okay, well,
I'm here, Chala.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Give us your spiel. Your 30-second spiel.
So basically, my spiel is I'm a chronic pain clinic that goes and helps with fixing and eliminating chronic pain using different modalities of mobility, stability, movement, and strength. And what really makes us different is that we focus on not just fixing and making you pain free, but we eliminate the pain from ever coming back again.
Okay, I love all that. I need you to pick a target, like a group that self-gathers by themselves, or like an interest group or an industry.
So basically people that go and have that have basically gone to see physios, chiros, massage, and haven't seen the results they're looking for.
Right.
So that's more so within the, and that's also with like sports and also any type of entrepreneurs or
Right. That's too broad, Josh.
individuals that have gone and seen them.
You're cutting out, but what I was saying is I need you to pick, for the purposes of the exercise, a group that self-gathers either by their interest in, like on Meetup, or by industry. So by virtue of what they do. So maybe, for example, you're going to say, I help golfers who have hurt themselves, or I help, retired grandmothers who love to cook. I don't know. Think about interest groups, or think about an industry. What is a very active employee in what industry, right?
It's not so corporate or entrepreneur. Chala?
Yes.
Yeah, no. So entrepreneurs and corporate are too broad.
Did you say entrepreneurs?
Entrepreneurs and like corporate individuals.
Yeah, corporate individual is entrepreneurs self-gather by themselves, so that's okay. But corporate individuals only self-gather by industry. So let's say it is entrepreneurs. Then what is the number one problem that they have? Is it that they're sitting too long and that causes chronic pain in their neck? What is the problem that they're having?
Well, as we mostly know, the main pain that most people experience is lower back, but also there's we'd go and say lower back, shoulders, neck would probably be like the kind of like the main causes.
Great. So you can talk to 10 entrepreneurs and say, 7 out of 10 entrepreneurs have pain in their back because of their, sedentary lifestyle. What I do is I use mobility and strength, or something they understand. I use fitness techniques, or I use online fitness training to get them to be able to move without pain. That would be your elevator pitch. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So that's how I should be focusing all of my marketing towards, towards entrepreneurs.
Well, I wouldn't guess at that. You have to do the work. You have to do the research. I'm just giving you an idea of what it could look like once you do the research and you talk to enough entrepreneurs to see whether they would, one, if they have that pain, two, if they would pay you what you're looking for to solve that pain, and three, if you know enough of them who are in that pain to make a living. So you can't just guess it based on like a 5-minute conversation. You have to literally go out and talk to lots of them to be able to ask all these questions in like the homework, the first night's homework, the second night's homework, and so on. Okay. I think you're watching the replays. So go through the replays, do the homework, and reach back out to me and let me know what you come up with from your research. Okay. That was yesterday's homework.
Okay.
All right. Well,
okay, perfect.
Thank you, everyone. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you all go. So for those of you who weren't able to go and who posted your stuff in the chat, your elevator pitch, go ahead and email it to me. I'm gonna try to take a look at it. If I don't, try to apply to get into the closed door Zoom, and we'll go from there. Tomorrow, again, I will see you here at 2 o'clock. And don't forget, do your homework and post it. And then tomorrow we're doing using your pitch to land meetings. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.